So Team Yandex came into this tournament without their offlaner, lost their first series to Heroic of all people, and still somehow walked away as the champions. Team Liquid, for instance, played nearly 8 hours of Dota and still could not win. And Falcons, the actual reigning TI champions, walked out in group stage. So there is a lot, I think, in this PGL that we can actually talk about, because it was anything but predictable. Div, do you got something to say about it?
No. I mean, I have a lot to say, but yes, it was unpredictable, and at the same time, seeing what Liquid did this tournament, it's a testament to everything that we know and love about Liquid, old Liquids that won TI, and the Liquid before that. It's funny how they have the most impressive stats of this tournament and yet they didn't win. And it's perfectly understandable at the same time. I mean, after seeing the lower bracket finals, I was sure, I mean, almost sure that nobody can recover, you know, and be full prepared for another 5-game series, you know. To me, I think, yes, Yandex winning, it's something very important and it's something worth talking about. But I think the big heroes of this tournament were Liquid.
I have to agree. And that is brutal. That was brutal. That was brutal to watch. I can't imagine brutal to play.
I mean, just imagine that we just recently had a blast with their 5-game playoff series, the full playoff bracket. Imagine this would have happened there, these kind of games. Insane.
And then we had obviously the story that we always love talking about, Parker and him standing in for Tundra. I guess we have to talk about it because they still made it to top 6 without Pure.
Yeah, well, I told you guys they would make at least the top 8, and you guys are no, they're not gonna do it. No. And
I knew you would be insufferable about this.
You know, I'm trying to establish something here. I am on a streak on this podcast and on the CS podcast. Everything I say comes out to be true. So, you know, I might try to start like getting a lottery ticket or something. Anyway.
Famous last words until it all just crumbles down because of exactly that.
Famous last words, yes. So let's take this from the top, group stage and playoffs, and we will dig into it.
Let's start. I mean, let's recap the fact that this group stage started with the PGL Wallachia group stage started with a bunch of with a bunch of stand-ins, and that MOUZ probably were not the most, but a lot impacted by this, like by large amount, because it was a very last minute, you know, call that Yamich will not be able to make it to the tournament in time, and they started the group stage with Immortal Fate, who hasn't.
I was going to say when was his last?
He hasn't played competitive
a very long time.
Yeah,
let's put it that way. Dota 1 times.
I was going to say, did he know the map?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, he doesn't. I mean, he's a high MMR player, right? He's still playing and everything, but playing competitively, it's something different. And I can't say for sure if it's because they were the defending champions of this tournament, right? So we kind of expected them to do a bit better than bottom of the group, you know.
Well, plus they have a lot on the line for themselves, like,
yeah,
you know, they have higher stakes than maybe say, you know, Team Liquid or some of these other teams.
Yes, they won that TI invite. They want to make sure that if it's not a tournament, you know, win form right now, at least they are in the top 3, the top 4 at the biggest things of this year, Esports World Cup and TI. Let alone that, yes, they need the direct invite to TI. And I don't think one tournament win in October or whenever was.
Yeah, it was before the other
PGL.
Yeah.
I don't think it's enough. But I think I would say that probably starting without Yamich impacted their game plan a lot in the groups. Then Yamich comes, finally arrives. He is after travel and everything, Yeah, it was a mess for them, and I personally didn't expect to see them so low in the group stage at the bottom.
I didn't think they would.
Second to last, they
Yeah,
were.
literally second last.
Yeah. That was an unpleasant surprise. And
Well,
another unpleasant
same.
surprise to me was OG.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, you're going there. I had another one. Okay.
Go ahead.
No, let me hear. Let's hear your OG.
I mean, it's obvious. We kept talking about OG this podcast, right? And how they were on the rise, and maybe they found a group of players that encapsulate the values and the core, of OG as an organization and OG as we know it, right? For power of friendship, of working together, of everything. And we thought that this roster is, a new version of that. They had a good run at Blast. Again, I said back then that I think the group stage format and the format overall advantaged them and Navi. But still, to be bottom of the group in a Swiss format with 16 teams, I think it's worrisome.
Well, I mean, the same can go for Falcons, which is where I thought you might be headed because they were 1-3. And okay, Falcons, I think they have two things going in their favor as to why they didn't do so well. So, like, is that the silver lining? It's in their favor they didn't do well, but like that, they had a stand-in, and I don't think it's, it's a core player of their team that was out. So that was a huge impact. And also they have the TI curse playing against them. So I think, those two things, but still, I mean, they still are not it's troublesome. They did well right after TI blast. I think that there was two blasts that they did, like first and second place, or two second places or something. They did top. And then once the new year came in, it's been all like 5th, 7th, 8th, like pretty poor performances. We've talked before, even ATF was like, hey, don't expect much from us. We're losing all our scrims. And, it definitely has the feel that there's a lot of like just internal, I don't want to say strife, but maybe just things are not settled, something there. TI curse or just burnout, maybe. I mean, they did quite a run the year before through the season. Then they did, quite a run and became TI champions. Maybe there's a little bit of a burnout going on. Not sure. I don't think it's going to affect their TI invite because, they should get it as the reigning champions. We've seen.
I don't know how much Valve cares.
Yeah.
Before teams get the reigning champions get their invites, and everybody would question it and say they haven't done a single thing. How come they're going? And it's, well, they're a reigning champion. So I don't think that they'll actually miss out on it from anything, but I do think it's worrisome of how they're performing.
But there are multiple factors to this. I don't know. I still have I think we are not seeing the true Falcons right now, and I think they are well aware of that. And I would just like to remind that a tournament ago or when was it that ATF got an eye infection during the tournament and couldn't play any. I think it's the previous tournament.
Yeah.
So Dream League or Blast?
I think it was Dream League, but
I think it's Dream League. I think it's the same because it's very fresh in my memory. So during the tournament, mid-tournament, he got that eye infection. Then he cut somehow his fingers or his hand or something in a fan. Don't ask why would you put your finger in the fan, but yes, all these two things happened in like a span of a week for him. Then it got super complicated for him to arrive to Romania, do the Middle East conflict. So there are a lot of distractions and a lot of things to work around for him. And bear in mind that he is drafting for this team, and he has a lot of say in, game plan and team cohesion. Of course, AUI is the mastermind there, but
Which event was it that Skitter was? Wasn't he with an arm injury or something too?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. He went for a run and fractured his
Yeah.
elbow.
They're just
That was also during a
that
tournament.
is just the
Yeah.
TI curse.
That is the new TI curse. It's just injuries.
So overall, yeah, I think there are a lot of external or out of control factors for them, who that impact, that have a say in their results or results recently.
Yeah, results with an S for sure, because it's been a bit of time since they have pulled anything pretty.
But at the same time, this, as we previously discussed, and it's usually the case with Team Spirit. At the same time, I think it's good, or it's playing in their favor, that they are going under the radar right now. You don't really know where Falcons stand. You don't really pay attention to Falcons, and then Esports World Cup comes, which might be more important to them than TI, given the Falcons, the organizations.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't be surprised to see Falcons, for instance, popping at ESL coming now, or be just dormant until Esports World Cup, when they will absolutely crush like they crushed in TI. Everyone.
I think my biggest surprise has been definitely Xtreme Gaming, and then, well, the other side of that is Vici Gaming.
Of course it is, right? Of course it is.
I am the Chinese
of course
supporter
it is.
here. And what the hell happened to Xtreme Gaming? And where the hell did Vici Gaming come from?
Yeah, that was
from China.
Yeah. I love the players on that team, and they are definitely like some of the best players. But the way that they played made it honestly seem that Xtreme Gaming should not have a spot, and Vici Gaming should constantly have the spot.
Bear in mind that Vici Gaming were a replacement, right? They replaced Power Rangers.
Fairly last minute, like a week or so before,
like a week before. Yeah, because Power Rangers couldn't make it due to visas, and Vici Gaming come in. They do pretty damn well, I think, in the group stages. They beat, let's say they beat OG. That one's fair. Then they lost to Liquid, lost to Navi, but then beat Falcons and Xtreme Gaming in their last 2 games. I think that's huge for them, and it's pretty unfortunate that we won't be seeing them at the next tournament. But maybe we'll be seeing them again soon, hopefully.
Yeah, no, but this is like a great, or it's a huge hope for China, seeing that Vici, who haven't made it to tournaments yet, despite their super stacked roster, is coming, and it's making it to the playoffs and beats as you just said, teams like Falcons or like Xtreme.
Yeah.
And I think China is preparing hard for August, but we'll see how will that pan out. I am not yet sold out on great Chinese China Dota comeback, but let's hope.
Never know.
You just like, I just had an epiphany. China Dota is, of course, betting a lot on coming back for TI, right? Of course, it's TI in China, and Falcons.
EWC.
For like, in definition, they are betting a lot on EWC. So, would you say? I mean, we know that EWC is probably more important than TI for Falcons specifically, but would you say like any tournament in China it would be considered more important just because it is in China?
They have to get there.
No, for Chinese teams, he means.
Yeah, but Chinese teams, the Chinese teams still have to get there. Like, they have to get the invite.
You mean for TI, yeah.
Yeah, he's saying for TI though. Like, but by the time TI comes, they already needed to have done good to get there. I mean,
I
other
mean, if
than
you
maybe
look at
their
No,
one
but
regional
but
spot.
like imagine like another big event happened in China.
I mean,
Would you say
okay,
that
He means outside of TI. This is what
yeah,
I understood.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
would
I
say
see.
no, because we had last year or previous season, because it's
vision.
span. Yeah, we had a Snow Rui.
Snowy, yeah,
Yeah.
There were 2 editions, I think, even in one season.
think so. Yeah,
One of them was won.
was last year that Team Tidebond won.
Tidebound, which is Fabian
Yeah, but
team. That's
yeah,
why I had the problem, because I couldn't remember the name.
yeah.
Um, so outside of TI, I don't think their Chinese tournaments have as great value or as great, importance as let's say a WUC for Falcons, if that's the question. What China does very well, and we in the West, I think we are not paying attention that much to it, or it's doing these leagues, seasonal leagues and smaller tournaments, and keeping the tier 2 scene or 1.5 scene active and constantly preparing. And that's why year after year after year, every TI, you see a surprise in the qualifiers, you see a team coming up, you see team 0, team I don't know, there's every TI, there's a team that you barely saw or barely knew it existed that makes it through the qualifiers.
Yeah, I mean, we even have at ESL in Birmingham, there's Jackal Brothers, and they haven't been doing great, but
They
they're
have a
kind of
stand-in
like,
too.
yeah, they have it
Mhm.
standard, yeah. But they're kind of just like on the edge of possibly doing well, and then I guess just not having the last little bit of effort there, as a, I suppose, smaller team, essentially. Or yeah, a tier 1.5 team compared to the tier 1 teams.
Okay, but wait, let's go back a bit to the like main thematic arc of the episode. What do you guys think of Yandex winning? Like, I know Yandex is very good. We know that, but they of course had a DM as a standing, and okay, DM, like in my opinion, is a very good player. He used to do a lot on Paravision. Okay, Paravision didn't really like perform that well in the past few events before DM sailing from it, but and now he's actually well, tomorrow he'll start from the day of recording of this podcast. I think tomorrow would be today if you're listening to this on on the day it comes out. He's actually playing with Fastini and Analog of all
Already
people in the EPL.
Yeah, I think it starts
Yeah,
today.
yeah,
They've already
EPL.
EPL.
started.
Yeah, I think it was today.
Mm-hmm. So there for me, Yandex winning, there are like two big factors here that of course Watson played a very good tournament. Like I think he got, I don't even remember how many kills he got in the final. It was a lot.
It's not only the
And
finals, it's throughout
Yeah,
the
it's throughout
tournament.
the tournament.
He stood out by
Mhm.
far, and I think if this tournament had an MVP or something,
Mm.
we should give him with both hands. So yeah,
Definitely.
he carried the team in all possible meanings of the
Mm.
word. You're right.
yeah, and not only Watson, but then DM, I think that it was a very like good showing, right? Because you come in as a stand-in and you win a tournament, that says a lot about you. And this could also benefit the team he's going to compete with. That it is actually, in my opinion, a very stacked team. Like maybe, and pains my heart to say this, right? But maybe Analog is the weakest link of the team because you got like TA 2000, DM, Days, Soneko, and Analog.
Soneko.
And it's a
I do like having Soneko on a team again.
Yeah, I don't know
Well,
what to say.
Yeah. Soneko.
well, you're right. Maybe both. But I mean, also Astini, who is provably a very good coach, right? He won a lot of stuff. So, what can we expect from this Astini experiment going into the EPL? Which
Going into the
is,
EPL, go on.
Oh.
Which is
I was just gonna say that is like there aren't really that many good teams here. I think like maybe Nemiga and Zero Tenacity, maybe Winter Bear are
No,
like
I
the
think
ones
they
expected to win.
will. I think they will just. I mean, they will not have any issues there. It's not a matter if this roster can win or make it through the EPL. It's a very good, testing ground for them, or a practice ground. It's paid training if you want. The whatever prize pool they have there, you're not playing for zero. And I think they will
Fourth
have
place
no
gets
issues.
1,000.
Oh God, no, never mind that.
Everything under that
11,000
gets
plus.
nothing. Oh,
Yeah.
nothing. So fourth gets
Okay.
1,000.
20,000 full price pool.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that it is like you said. I do agree with the testing ground kind of thing. You are against teams that aren't they might have names on them that are known. Zero Tenacity has MOUZ, and you have players here and there that might be known. But I think at the end of the day, the Steenie stack is probably the strongest team in that tournament by far, and it is maybe just a testing ground to see for be it EWC qualifiers, TI qualifiers, things like that, and how far they can get with this squad, and if they need to make any changes now, because this would probably be the best time for a squad like this to come up. And we'll probably have the EWC qualifiers soon-ish, not really soon, but if they need to make any changes, then now is the time.
Also, supposedly they're in the process of signing already with a org, so there's that. For like, if we are going that route, like they're probably getting a org to support a team at some point in the future. So, like Yandex, for me, it was not a surprise, I would say, because they are a strong team and they had like the standing is, in my opinion, very good. So they won, and that, like, for me, apart from them winning and like Watson having a very good result overall, I think the major winner here is DM and Astini, because they just got like this hyper boost to like just notability, and look, this guy who is on our team just won a tier 1 event. So I don't know, like I think that they're the biggest winner here.
But this just fuels even more, or it brings back the discussion on why on earth would you kick DM from your team?
Yeah.
As Parivision, and of course it's the revenge arc and everything. And if you look at the stats comparing DM and SSS, or even Parivision Team Yandex, this tournament, everything goes into DM's favor, and it makes even a bigger question mark on why you put your team at risk replacing a player that it's actually performing and doing good. And it's a very changed, I mean, probably it's coming also from the coaching direction of Parivision. It's a very changed team in how they approach the game. We finally see 9 class playing like normal support heroes. We see Parivision, a team that farms, that's, they had the longest game average of the tournament, which again, we just opened with Team Liquid. Yeah. And their 80-minute games, but overall, Parivision is the team with the longest game length average. I did not expect to see that from Pari. Anyhow, DM. Yeah.
And what do you guys think happens to Notice now? Because imagine if he comes back to Birmingham and then just doesn't perform as well. Like, I think, I don't know. Like, there's
I was about to say that I think the biggest or one of the most interesting points about Yandex and seeing them, because this is not the first time they are playing with a stand-in and performing well. They had visa issues the whole entire season. And I think one plus or something that helped them reach to this point is that they are one of the most adaptable teams possible, and one of the most open-minded teams possible right now, and they just play, you know, they just prepare not even one series ahead, but one game ahead. And adaptability, I think it's their biggest you know, strength right now, and not many teams are ready to improvise successfully every time, as much as Yandex is by now used to do. They kind of learned that in the process, I guess.
So can we say without a shadow of a doubt that DM was the best standing for this tournament?
I mean, considering he won, yeah, I
Yes.
think we have to.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about that.
There's no question about it. I think, yeah.
So can we talk a little bit, just briefly, because I don't really want to go super deep into this, but can we talk briefly about Tundra?
Parker?
Yeah.
Our favorite, yay!
Yeah, it's a cliche at this point that the Brazilian is talking about South American stuff, but you know, I think there's a lot to be said here. That first of all, I told you, and I don't want to be this guy, but I told you. And second, they could have done better, in my opinion. Like honestly,
Oh.
honestly, like Tundra didn't really perform as well as I expected them to. Like I genuinely had them as not favorites, but like top 4 at least. And they got like 56, which is a very good result considering they had a standing.
And they had a
But, I don't
stand-in
know,
that had
like-
an issue with his flight, and
Yeah, lots of
there
problems
was like
along
some
the way.
stress and things like that too.
Yeah, so I want your guys' opinions on Tundra here.
So I
On
think
Tundra or on Parker?
Yeah.
Or on Tundra with
Both.
Parker?
Tundra with Parker,
Both.
Tundra without Parker.
I think it's a huge difference between, like huge day and night difference between Tundra with Pure and Tundra with Parker.
Yeah, I think I agree on that completely. There's not just that Parker's young and you know he's getting shoved into a team like Tundra, but the like the stats itself say it. Div was sitting and looking through a ton of stats earlier, and there's so much there that shows just how different it is between Parker and Pure. The fact that they got top 6 is still good with Parker, but I think if they had Pure, then that top 4, that top 3 could have definitely been a thing without a problem.
I think it was Ari, maybe. I can't remember who. One of them was doing one of the interviews, and they said that Parker was like the top of their list. Like they thought that he would be the most compatible with their gameplay and fit in the easiest, and that like that's why they immediately were like, we want Parker. And they even said that the English wasn't, you know, the language barrier wasn't really an issue because Parker understood enough English when it comes to in-game play stuff that they were able to kind of communicate and navigate and draft and things like that around him. You know, it's anything outside of that that they didn't really have any kind of connection with him for and during, but that they felt that his in-game play really suited their style and matched them, and he was like, it was a no-brainer to them basically to look for him to come in.
I'd like to go a bit deeper on this, because at the surface this is 100% true. They are both high risk, high reward players. They are, but if you ask me, I think Parker is a very good mirror of Envy, of Iisama, in some way. Like extremely hectic, extremely unpredictable, even for himself.
Yeah.
He's he will get picked off. He will be randomly farming in a way somewhere where he's nowhere near the team, without vision. He's doing all this reckless I don't want to say mistakes because I think he doesn't even care or thinks if it's a mistake or not. He is just, pure instinct, if you want.
I think,
Vibe doting,
yeah,
if you want.
to agree with you on that, I think Lacoste in one of the games literally said it. He said Parker in one game will have like 10 minutes of absolutely beautiful highlights. Like you can make movies and reels out of it. And the next game, you would literally just have him on fails of the week for the entire episode. And I
Yeah.
think that was like the best thing that I heard for the entire tournament, because it's exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, it's purely 50-50. And if you look back, I mean, we also know, I didn't pull that stat yet today, but it's like a very common knowledge that Pure is the player who has the highest pings average on the map. Like for the past 2-3 years, he is like way above anyone else. That indicates that pinging on the map, he's communicating constantly. There's enemy there, I'm moving there, I'm doing that. Pinging on the map, it means you are communicating with the team. It's not random pinging on the map, right? While Parker, I don't think he's, communicating that much even with his South American teams, let alone here. And I know you just said that already thought that language barrier shouldn't be a problem. But I think when you have such a reckless player, communication is way more important than
Well, I mean, I think
farm efficiency.
you just compared him exactly to EE, and let's be real, where
Yeah.
was EE's career and success and things like that? It's not a long-term sustainable kind of career path when you're too unpredictable and 50-50.
Yeah.
I'm sure not now will.
It's crazy because if you look back, even Park Pure at the beginning of his career, he had quite a few issues, and that were like rookies' mistakes, or
Yeah.
I don't know, untrained person into this world. But he adjusted perfectly. I mean, he corrected. I was one of the people who said at some point after he did his too big oopsie, I was like, why would you give him another chance? It's enough. He
I
proved
remember
himself that
that.
he's not,
Yeah.
And now he's contradicting me perfectly. While with Parker, why so many times we said, why are these teams and people even trying? And this is another, I mean, I know top 5 or top 6 looks good on paper, but I think he got carried by the team there, and it's not because of him Tundra were top 6. Tundra just won the previous tournament.
Yeah, they were
With
still in
Pure.
a good place, and
It was a downgrade for sure.
yeah. Look, they did have there were moments where I was like, damn, okay, he is playing well, but like you said, it is that high risk, and he jumps in alone, and Tundra were there to back him up every time that happened, and I think
Meta
that
was
is
there so much.
yeah, exactly. And you can see it at so many stages. Not to say that Parker was terrible. He did fit in as well as a stand-in could in a team like Tundra. But I just don't think that. I mean, I think Tundra are just going to be at a different level again come ESL1 Birmingham with Pure back.
I mean, I think I tend to agree with you guys because, I mean, you're not saying anything that, to be honest, I wasn't expecting. It's just a matter that, as you said, like as Jared just said, like for brief moments, you can see like that old, like big thumbnail title, right? The best carry in the world. But then the very next second, he's dead. So
it's funny. Do you know, for me or for many people in the scene, do you know what's frustrating about Parker? That there are carries or people or players in the tier 2, tier 3 scene where you see the spark of brilliance. But because the player pool is so big and because the scene is so big, and so hectic in Eastern and Western Europe, they don't get the chance to play in the tier 1 teams. You don't get the chance to see them on a tournament stage like PGL or ESL or things like that. While in South America, this is not offending or anything. I don't mean it like that. The player pool is smaller. When you have like someone with a spark of brilliance, and he will immediately be, drafted to a bigger team, and he will get the spotlight, and it's easier, and not easier, but Yeah, you
100%.
catch the
This is
attention
something.
faster.
This is something I've been saying for a long time, and actually, for those who speak Spanish, this week my other podcast in Spanish is coming back, so go take a look at it. But I've been saying this for like more than a year at this point, that the biggest problem in South America is that we tend to recycle a lot of players. Like, a player doesn't work on this team, okay, let's now try on this team. Okay, this
Oh,
didn't
that
work
was
here
like
either, so let's
CIS a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
happened.
yeah, precisely. So the biggest problem right now is that there are no new players because I mean, if we, this might be a little bit controversial, but in my opinion, the only option for Dota to still be like reasonably prevalent in South America is that Brazil comes back to Dota. Because, as I said this multiple times, Brazil has the money and has the player base. But right now, there are no
and this
teams
was-
interested in Dota in Brazil.
But this was the thing we talked about when Pain Gaming stepped back up into the scene, that it could help nurture and might be the thing that's needed to kind of inject and bring experience and money and and sponsorships and things like that. And now they're having their own other issue, which could potentially
Precisely.
cause the collapse of
Precisely.
it right then and there already, you know, right on the heels of it. But, you know, that has been the thing, is that, and we've talked about this then, that, you know, these other regions, these other teams, these other regions, these other, like, you know, tier 2, tier 1.5 players and stuff like that, they need the space, they need the chance, they need the opportunities, they need the, not just the opportunities to showcase or to kind of get the spotlight on them, but also to get the experience in these settings and stuff. And that only comes when you're given them. So
Yeah, but if I may, like, in South America right now, there are no really good options of teams.
right, but that's my
Like,
point. Like, so
if-
until they're given those things, it's going to be the same recycled over and over.
Precisely. So I like, it's a conundrum because I don't know what's the answer here. Because from one side, you got all these recycled players that have been playing for like almost 10 years that have got nothing as important results. Like, they haven't won many things, and many things. Heroic won 2 Wallachias, and that's it. That's the only tier 1 tournament that we ever got close to achieving. And then from the other side, like, you don't have enough organizations or enough money to give structure to new players. So it's a ever-consuming loop, you know.
So bring the DPC back and
Oh no.
Oh,
But I mean, you could just kind of like, you can just relate that back to what Dev was saying earlier about China and having all these smaller tournaments where there's tier 2 teams, these tier 3 teams, these tier 1.5 teams are constantly involved in, and there's constantly a player base.
but you know what
But-
happens then? The same players go and farm money because, of course, they are better than the tier 2.
I
So they
suppose,
just go
yeah.
and farm money.
I don't know that that's
That's what happens in South America. That if you go to, like, let's say tier 2 tournaments that are quite prevalent, let's say EPL South America, it's just, if you go through the like a few seasons back, you are going to see all the same players in different teams. Like, they mix and match between them, and they just farm money. It's like, it's stupid to think like this, but like, there is no clear answer for this, because it would need, like, the whole system would need to change for something to happen. And I personally, of course, don't have the answer for it. If I had, I would probably be a millionaire, and I would be probably doing some other thing. But like, it's frustrating because I would love to see South America on top again, and it's just, or on top again. We've never, like, again is a strong word here, but like, to
so
have
what TI
different
was it when we
organizations.
had like 4?
It was TI 2022, I think, that there were 4 Peruvian teams.
So
Yeah.
Thunder
I
Awaken
mean,
and
it was inching towards that, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, to be honest, it's quite a sensitive subject for me, because, like, I would love to see it in a different way. You know, I would love to see some clear answer. I'd love to see a clear path forward, but I don't. And like, even content creators now are kind of letting it go, you know, and it's sad because most important content creators around Dota in South America are now playing like Counter-Strike on stream, and it's just like, it's going to die if no one does anything. It is going to die.
Like North America.
Yeah.
Wow, that was
Anyway.
really depressing.
Yeah.
Can we like
It's horrendous, but
maybe like buy and sell some stuff or something instead?
well, before that, we're going to go back to Falcons because we have hot seat about them. So that in a bit. Right. So hot seat for this week is, of course, Falcons. Right. TI winners can't make it past group stage. Weird champ. Anyway, for me personally, I think like clock is ticking. Falcons don't have much time before showing something or something has to change. So in my opinion, they're burning and they need to. I don't know if in Birmingham they're going to show something because they're kind of in a slump right now. So what are your opinions?
I think the patch needs to change once for Falcons. I would say they are safe overall. I just said at the beginning, maybe I talked too much about Falcons there, which I'm sorry, but to add to everything that I just said, and I will shut my mouth, is that I don't think this patch advantages them in any shape or form, and I don't think that, again, they had way too many external factors going on, and they might not even, you know, found or had the time to dissect it like they usually do or to adapt to it like they usually do.
I say warming up. I think that they're not completely safe because I think that these factors can start messing mentally with people, the results, the factors and everything. I mean, you know, after like it's, you know, like just this like little drip, 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 you know, after a while it starts to get too much, starts to lose focus, starts, you know, all these other things. So I do think that even if it is, say, a patch thing, then it's worrying about what the next patch is. Will it be in their favor or not? You know, what to do then and stuff. I think that they're warming up. I think they can, you know, potentially be okay, but I think it can also play against them. I think, you know, I think they'll still get to TI. Because like I said, I think that they'll get the invite just being the reigning champions, but how they'll perform there or what they'll perform between now and then, I think they have maybe just, if anything, they have to just figure out how to mentally buckle down and get through the hump or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, even just looking at the EPT points, Falcons aren't terrible. They're, you know, top 8, technically top 7. You know, they're at ESL 1 Birmingham coming up next week. They have a chance to, you know, jump into the top 5 possibly if they can, I think, get a top 8 finish, basically, something like that. So I don't think they're in a terrible spot. I think that what you guys are saying about a patch is correct, that Falcons definitely want a change in patch, and I think that's very clear to be seen. And I don't know, maybe we'll get a patch this week. Who knows? Probably not, because it's Valve. But it would be nice to see, and it would be nice to get a patch going into a new tournament as well, and see if Falcons do come out guns blazing, basically, which would be great to see with their full strength team again come next week.
So we got me burning, Div safe, and you guys are
Warming up.
Warming up.
okay. So we got a tie because we are very safe.
Yeah.
Well, theoretically, yes. Theoretically,
They win
yes.
with
Yeah,
warming
warming
up.
up is the
Let's
winner
say
for
that they
this.
win with
Anyway,
warming
I
up.
mean, I think that ESL 1 Birmingham will be a big like moment for them if they, as Jared just said, if they can come out, go out guns blazing and do something, then good. If they don't, something needs to change, in my opinion. Anyway, okay, so that's good enough, I think. Let's go to our favorite segment, buy or sell. Buy or sell, you already know how this works. 3 buys, 3 sells, and 6 statements. And I'll start straight with the first one. Team Yandex are a legitimate title favorite for ESL 1 Birmingham.
Yes, I'll buy that. I mean, you can't really sell that.
Yeah.
Not after they won with a stand-in.
With the standard. Yeah.
Again, they have like multiple top 3 placements, one after another. They won the blasts.
And Dream.
Or I'd like to be one of the blasts.
Well, I mean, you did write a whole piece on them saying they were the glow up of the year, so like it's
Yeah,
not
exactly.
completely like out of left field that they did well. Like they had been working towards that, so I'm buying
Okay,
it.
so
I think we all bought.
3 straight buys. Good, good,
So, yeah.
good. So second is, Team Liquid are the most consistent team in the scene right now.
Oh, in the scene right now.
I don't think of anyone else that is.
I don't know. I didn't
probably-
read the statement, so I'm afraid of what you're gonna say.
I mean,
And I will sell.
Okay, so what's
I
your
have
reasoning for that?
a-
Wait.
I have a reasoning for it. I'm selling just because I'm afraid that I would buy everything at the beginning, then I will have to make sell things that are
what we
good.
always do. Yeah.
I don't want to buy
Mhm.
another OG, thing.
Yes.
I can't think of another team that would be. I bet them not really. So
Nobody.
it would have. No one is anywhere close
mean-
to as consistent as Liquid.
I would
So,
say that there are a
just-
bunch of teams that are extremely consistent with their bottom placement.
Yeah, I was gonna say
So
consistent.
Precisely,
because you've
that
never
was
been
something I
very
wanted
clear
to-
on the
Thank
statement,
you.
I will go
Okay.
with that. With that
I'm
angle.
selling, and thanks to Dim's financial advice.
Actually,
Yes.
that's perfect. Yeah, I will take Dibs up on that with the
Yes.
with the sell
Good
because
job,
of
Dib.
the
Thank you.
vague statement. Perfect. Thank you.
Yes, that was something that I wanted to mention. I didn't say they were consistently the best team. I just said consistent.
Consistent.
So okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, extreme.
Not taking the bait. Thank you.
Okay. Third statement is Team Spirit with Larl are going to be back to their best form.
I'm
Yeah.
buying that.
I'll buy it.
Look at this tournament and yeah, just look at the store at PGL.
The question is for them is because this was the first tournament with Milan coaching, and I am not
Okay.
very sure how much of a contribution he
He
actually
didn't
has.
have much. There was in an
Because he
interview.
came in. Yeah, he came in like literally just before the tournament, right? So
Mhm.
They said that he
wouldn't-
didn't. He was just kind of more like observing and sticking with what they did right now for this event. At least right now, he didn't have as much of an impact. I don't remember who. It was in an interview.
yeah,
But still, even if he did nothing but holding the what was the name? Ah, God, I forgot. The Evil Geniuses days, the guy with the banana. Anyway, the coach, not the coach, the manager. I am so sorry. It's quite a legend. Pandora is so lost right now with
Like,
me.
wait,
Anyhow, never
I
mind.
don't know what you guys are
never
talking about either, but anyway.
No, cut this. No, but if they made it top 5, was it at PGL? With basically no coach or someone just observing and helping whatever outside of the game things he can. I think they are really, really back in. And as we always say about Team Spirit, the closer we get to things that matter, money-wise more than the rest, or reputation-wise,
Yeah.
they are back. And
I
with
wouldn't say
Larl
money
back,
wise because everything now it's worth like $1 million. So, so if like everything is
but
worth money.
back in
mean,
the day, everything was worth 3-5 millions, and TI
Yeah.
was 20 or 40, right?
Mhm.
exactly. I mean, they still have the biggest prize pool from
Prize
TI,
pool.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if we got like a $40 million TI nowadays? It would be bonkers,
It'd
right?
be
I mean,
great if Valve would bring back the battle pass, just
I don't think it will ever happen. By the way, that is going to be in my next
a-
buy yourself or next episode. Like, is
that
it
is an
Valve
entire episode.
going to is Valve going to bring back the battle pass anyway?
But going back to
Okay,
Spirit,
good.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
buy that. And I think we all bought, or?
Yeah, we
Yeah, I
did.
think we're all buying that,
Mhm.
yeah.
No, okay.
Okay, so you guys
Buy,
I
sell,
bought
saw-
buy.
one.
We bought
Yeah, precisely. Yeah, you bought two, sold
Two.
one. Okay, good.
and sold
Like
one.
we're moving as a group today. Good. Good.
We've learned.
So number 4 is MOUZ run as a top team is over.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wait, we still have 2 more after this?
Yeah,
Yes.
I will sell that one. I want to say that MOUZ can still do well come ESL 1 Birmingham. I'm gonna regret this in 2 weeks' time. But for now, I'll be the one to sell that one. I think that they definitely have hit a very rough patch. That is clear. I wouldn't.
I don't know if it's internal issues or if it's
Yeah.
standing issues or if it's patch issue. I mean, the problem with MOUZ is that they underperform after that PGL
Yes, that
Wallachia 6.
Wallachia, yeah.
Um,
After that, they had like one good tournament, and then it was just kind of downhill.
mhm. I remember also, I don't know if it was before this. Yeah, no, I wrote a piece about MOUZ for this PGL Wallachia, and I noticed that they weren't playing Largo Arrow,
Largo,
not touching it. Yeah, so maybe it's a patch problem, maybe it's a offlane problem, or more than offlane problem. 5, Largo can be
4
played
or
in so
5.
many positions.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'll buy that one. I don't know. I also think we are, towards we are in full mid-season towards the most important things, and if there are roster shuffles to be happening, I think we should be expecting them, if not this week, the week after ESL.
yeah.
And I am not confident that MOUZ will be the same in a month, let's say.
Okay, so we got one buy, one sell.
I'm buying.
Pandora?
I'm buying also. I don't want to say that it was a fluke, but I don't think that they're going to get back to that unless they did some kind of massive overhaul. And even then, they have a lot to contend with Spirit being back in form and getting better. If, Liquid now found their footing, like they're going to have a lot more people to contend with.
Yeah, I mean, there's teams like Virtus Pro now as well, Betboom, all coming up, and
Aurora.
there's definitely a lot to contend
Yandex.
with.
They have, I think they have more to contend with, more people that are finding their groove and their footing. And even if
One
they
of
make a
the
roster change, then they might have to still take time to find their footing for themselves.
Yeah, but I think one of the biggest things about this upcoming ESL Birmingham is that Liquid is not there, and God, Liquid is such a hot team right now. Again, I know Yandex won, I know they won with a stand-in and everything, but to me, I will say again, this tournament was just so revealing about who is Team Liquid right now, surviving through all that. So
Yeah.
I think everyone going at Birmingham is extremely lucky to not have Liquid again playing against.
They're probably very happy themselves, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go for the next two.
Oh God. Wait, I have no choice but to sell now, right? Both of them?
Yes, you need to sell the next two.
Ah.
Good. Parker is too much of a risk for any team in the long term. So, Pandora, please tell me why Parker is a very good player.
Good luck.
I think you fall into the trap.
Well, I'm selling it because Parker's going to try to prove to everybody that we are all wrong.
When?
And-
How? With what team?
Well, he'll find one.
Somebody will not make it to ESL
Well,
Birmingham,
mean,
and he will
exactly.
play
there's-
position 5
Exactly.
support as a carry.
There are two teams that don't have players at the moment, so Game
Well,
Legion
hey,
and
wait a minute, wait a
Enigma
minute.
Galaxy.
I got it.
Oh
You
my
said,
God,
wait,
this
he's
is-
going to be the freelance guy, and that's his long-term team himself.
The mercenary guy.
Yeah.
Did Gamer Legion announce their carry? Because they
Nope.
parted ways with Yamsum, right?
Yeah, Yamsen. Yeah,
Right.
so Game Legion and Enigma don't have. Enigma don't have.
I
a
don't
Wait,
see
wait.
Parker. I don't see Parker mixing up with Nigma and Kuroki, and or Kuroki being
I don't
able
think
to even
Kuroki-
think in Parker terms. But Gamer Legion,
It's possible. I mean, Game Legion, I could see going that way. It wouldn't be the weirdest thing for a North American team.
Yeah, I have
wait,
my
I have to
doubts there
buy.
because, well, yes. So, like, reasonably, I think that Gamer Legion could do it. I don't think they will because I kind of know the people behind Gamer Legion. They have a very strong opinion on Parker.
lot of
But
people
again,
have.
like,
To say, a lot
Yeah.
of people have, but that doesn't matter when you're looking to win a
well,
tournament.
that's not you, right, Pandora? Because you think he's a good player.
Of course, yes.
He is a good player. Wait a minute. I don't disagree with that statement. He is a good player.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Mm-hmm. Okay.
dot.
Mechanically skilled.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I think you're
Right,
being
so
very
we-
passive aggressive to me right now.
No, because the next one is even better.
Oh,
Falcons need to make a change of roster before TI. So please do tell me why they didn't. They don't need to.
that's not my turn anymore. No, I don't think they need to make a roster change anyway. I wouldn't say that the quick solution is to just change rosters. I actually don't believe in that at all. I think that you can work around, find what the issues are, they have already proven that they have enough chemistry, they have enough history and things like that they can work together. Like, this isn't a matter of we just sucked it up because we had to go to this event, or something. They're too, long together and everything. I don't think they need the roster change in order to get back into
So,
form.
yeah, I wouldn't know where that roster change would be. It's definitely not Crit. It's definitely not Skitter. So, between Mallory and ATF and Snaking, I can't see that being something that needs to change.
Mallory and I don't think that. I think they do
Maybe.
worse without.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, to be honest, and just to give my opinion very briefly here, I don't know if a roster change is something that they need right now.
Yeah.
I don't think it is. But at the same time, I think that they already have something rotten within the team. Like, something is very clearly broken. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to fix it. But if they want to have like a good EWC showing or a good TI showing, something needs to happen, right? Because and it might be as they've said just a few minutes ago, the patch thing, right? That the patch is bad right now, and if they have a good patch, then they can bounce back. But I wouldn't bet on that, because at the same time, we have went a long time without patches. We have had even worse patches before.
I would
So
say that, pun intended, because Nigma is at this upcoming ESL also, they need the stars to align, or they need at least a normal life, things outside their control to stop happening to them. Because this is a team, if you look back to all the AUI interviews, segments, snaking interviews, crit interviews, every time they talk about being a team, that they have their fundamentals, that they go back to their fundamentals, and they build from there. And I think this is a group of people that know how to work together so well that they have no clue how to work with someone else, and they are not capable to adapt like Yandex is doing. I mean, Yandex and Tundra, if you want, they are the complete opposite kind of type of teams. Yandex has barely played in full formula and is winning with stand-ins, and they learn to adapt, they learn to be, on the spot with everything. While Falcons, they need their kitchen to work and to be clean in order to work. They are in their capsule there, and I think it's hard to, when chaos is around them, they don't like that.
Yeah.
And I think I would also make a very bold prediction right now. I think this roster, if it ever changes, it will explode. I mean, that you will see multiple players leaving, not
just one or two.
snaking, crit, or retiring, or a liquid thing. I think they will just
all gone, and then a complete
like
new
what
roster
happened to GG. Not relating to the whole process
that
thing, but
happened for again, that was outside of their yeah.
I don't know. Like Falcons is a very I like watching Falcons. I think they're a very good team. Like they when they're performing, they are probably one of the best teams in the world. It's just weird to me that they have been in this slump for so long. Like at this point, I would have thought they had adapted. Like they would adapt, but anyway, like I feel some kind of negativity. Like reading their interviews and reading their statements, like they are not happy with what's going on, but they also don't seem to know how to solve it. But that might be just my perception of it.
No, I mean, I said that earlier. Like, there's definitely that like uncomfortable strife type of feeling that's coming off from them and stuff. But I don't think it's because of interpersonal dynamics between them. It's something else.
But when we say for so long, it's actually since January. It's 3 months. It's 3 months, and how many tournaments?
5 tournaments or something like that.
One.
4 or 5.
Let's say December. Dream League 27. It's a top 8 placement, and then you have Blast 6, top 6, top 5 Dream League, and now bottom of the 12.
Yeah, I mean, this was definitely the biggest hit on them kind of thing.
Again, I personally wouldn't be scared about this, just because of we went through the, in my perspective, is the stand-in problem. The Dream League also, you had the issue with ATF hurting himself or getting sick,
and they still came 5th. So
So all eyes on Birmingham.
I think that is definitely what's happening right now.
Yeah. Talking about Birmingham, let's go to looking ahead and wrap this up. Very briefly here, because we can't really speak a lot about this, because I think this is not a normal tournament, I would say. Because this is probably the top 3 biggest tournaments of the year. Because then you have EWC TI and this, or TI, EWC, and this respectively. So I would say that a lot is on the line here, and we have a lot of teams that need to stand out in this for them to be able to just keep their standing. We got Pen Gaming playing; they need to perform, or else. And this or else is indeed a threat because of the stuff happening in Brazil with Pen Gaming. and I think one of you is working on a piece about that. I think it was Pandora, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that will come out in a few days or hours. I'm not really sure. Sorry. But
Tomorrow, hopefully, from when we're recording this. So.
okay, good. So hopefully when this comes out, it's published or very close to publishing. So do take a look on that because it's very like dense stuff and it's not really easy to understand. So I would definitely take a look at that. And then we got Falcons, we got Yandex, we got Heroic with Thailung, who just got 17k MMR, which is a lot, and he's the second on the ladder, just behind Nisha, which is also a lot. So we got a lot of stuff coming up, and I don't even want to try and make a prediction of who's winning this because I just don't know. There's a lot on the line here, and a lot of people want to stand out. So any opinions you guys might have before wrapping this up?
I think we're gonna have just a very different top at Birmingham than we had at PGL. And I'm excited. I'll be on site. Oh, we forgot to say that.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, and I can't wait to go and check the tournament out. It's a large DreamHack festival actually. It's not just Dota there. It's just not this year's ESL One Birmingham, and I'm looking at it as what TIs are every year, a place where we gather and where we celebrate and we cherish and we remind ourselves why we love this game. That's on a personal level, and again, I think we're gonna have a very different top 4. Maybe Spirit will be still in the top 4, but other than that, I think we're gonna have a different lineup.
I think it's going to be incredibly exciting because we have a live audience. So we have the factor of the audience coming into play for some of these teams and everything. There's a lot more high stakes where you have EPT points on the line and towards invites for all sorts of like the big things, wrapping up, getting closer and closer. So we have a huge variety of teams, I think, right now. We're seeing Virtus Pro again, Gamer Legion again. We have Reconics on there. Like there's definitely more, variety. And so I think there's a lot in play here that can change things up a bit, make it a bit break out from the norm that we've been kind of getting used to with the 3 that we've just had in a row, basically, with Blast and Dream League and PGL. It's going to be a change up from that for sure in many ways.
And I'm hoping that change up means that Xtreme Gaming finally do well. But probably not.
For next time, I'll have a soundboard ready for when you talk about
every time I say
Xtreme Gaming. Yeah.
Then we need a Parker sound.
Imagine if we made a Parker soundboard.
Yeah, that would be Señor de la Noche. Let's just start going up. Anyway, yeah, I agree with you on that one. Like this event will be very fun. We will have people on site.
As a stand-in for this event, I would like to propose we just rename this whole podcast to the Parker
It's just
podcast.
the Parker Show.
Yeah.
The Parker Cast. Sure. I'm up for it. I am up for it. Okay, cool. So without further ado, I think that's about it. So dear listener, please do stay or do take a look at our content because we will be pumping a lot of very interesting stuff in the next few days. We will have people on site in Birmingham, so that would be awesome. We have footage, we have everything, so do take a look. Yeah, read their stuff, follow these guys on social media, they're awesome, and I'll see you guys probably not next week, maybe the following. So stay ready, stay